Hey guys, time for market stats and MOFIRS. Welcome to a special Wednesday evening edition. Now, reason we're coming to you on Wednesday today, I spent yesterday with the top 200 agents at a summit that we had at KWRI, and we had great speakers. Gary Keller was with us in the morning, and I got to tell you, Gary gave us a Leroy Gibbs, Anthony Donoso head slap moment when he asked us about some of the market stats that he shared with us at MegaCamp. And you know, guys, we didn't have the answers internalized. Nobody in that room, except for Gary, had those answers internalized. And it was very revealing that for us to be that trusted advisor, this stuff, it's not just enough to have it in writing as we show it to you every week on market stats and MOFIRS. It's for you to begin to internalize this so that if you're at that cocktail party, you have that chance meeting and people ask you about, is this a good time to sell? You actually have the data right here in a way that's so convincing and convicting that you help people be curious and want to at least explore the opportunities of the market. So market stats and MOFIRS, if this is your first time with us, what's a MOFIR? It's making offers for immediate response. And by the way, that MOFIR is predicated with a message, and the message has to match the market. So what's the message right now that matches the market? And then the offer, the making the offer, is an reason to engage with you and to explore this opportunity. So we're going to dive in today. Today's message to match the market is window of opportunity. And the MOFIR is, if you have any plans to do something in real estate in the next 24 months, it's important to set a strategic meeting now. There is a window of opportunity. And so what is the window of opportunity that we're going to message? And let's go to the data and share. Now, we always want to take a look as we do a market stat and MOFIRS, what's going on the last week, just in terms of trends. And we look at our dashboard in MLS, 1,052 new listings, 900 sales roughly, for a delta of 152-ish transactions, lost 52 to expireds coming off the market. So call it a net gain of 100. Pending's lagging a little bit, something we need to watch. Only 730 pending in the last 7 days. And yet, let's go to the main message today. And let me go ahead and stop this share. And I'm going to pull up another page. And I've given you, shown you before how to access this. If this is your first time with us on market stats and MOFIRS, get familiar with the Texas Real Estate Research Center. Go to the data section. You're going to pick up housing activity. You'll see we've selected Bexar County here. And as we go to Bexar County, here's the data you've got. You've got, what happened in any particular month for sales volume, average and median price. In 2015, they started giving us total listings and month supply of inventory. So let's take a look at what we can learn from this and why it's a window of opportunity and why the market feels the way it feels to us right now. Now, you notice in San Antonio, going back to January 2015, when we had all this data, we had consistently about 3 months supply of inventory. We kind of vary between 2.8, 2.7, 3.2 or 3, very consistent, just good, steady sellers market, nothing overly crazy. And yet, let's stop at pre-COVID. So if we go and let's pick it up around December 2019, where were we? 3 months supply of inventory, 6,500 listings, 224,000 median sales price, and we're doing about 2,120 transactions closed in Bexar County in the month of December 2019. So let's watch our month supply of inventory. Remember, we started at 223, 3 month supply, and as we get in deep into COVID, look at the sales activity come up. Hit July 2020, 3,100 sales, 2,700 sales in August. Inventory is dropping into the mid and low 2 month supply. We're seeing the multiple offers. We're seeing, inventory coming down into the 4,000 range by January 2021. Now, we hit the low point of month supply of 1.1 months of inventory. In some segments of our market, getting out into our Kendall County markets, we got actually into about 15 to 20 day supply range in parts of the market, and certainly certain segments of our market. But here's what I want you to be aware of. Let's talk about window of opportunity. We dropped down as recently as February, 1.1 month supply. We now have 2.5 month supply with the data in for August. And that's a 2.5 times increase. And yet historically it's low for us. And we are still in what would be defined as a seller's market. It's not just a crazy, goofy seller's market. And we're going to talk about why it's a window of opportunity, why that's our message of the moment, and why our MOFIR is, if you have any plans in the next 24 months to buy or sell, this would be a really great time. Now let's talk about sellers first. Why would it be a great window of opportunity still for sellers if they have plans in the next 24 months? Well, the next 24 months still might be a little soft. And we might see this come up into the 3 or mid 3s or maybe even 4 months supply of inventory. And what that's going to do is maybe flatten out the curve of prices. And yet remember where we were pre-COVID, 223. We sit at 308 today. Now we were peaking at 317 back in May. So we do have a flattening, and yet that's still Yahtzee right there, guys. That's still an excellent place for the consumer to be as a seller today and take advantage of the window of opportunity. And then, by the way, if they're going to flip and be a buyer, on the buyer side, we have choices today. You know, of these 6,000 listings, maybe only 3 to 5% are going to get multiple offers, maybe the top 10%. And instead of 23 offers, they're going to get 2 or 3 offers. And Lamar Holmes put out an article about concessions they were having to make in various markets. They're having to make massive concessions in the Austin area. And they talked about San Antonio and mild concessions, because we don't have the extreme swings that, say, Austin and Travis and Williamson County have had. And then, by the way, we're going to talk about in our next session, we're going to look at another there's that another piece of data that says that these kind of price increases for Bexar County are really quite sustainable. And we'll talk about why in our next session. So today, so you don't have that Leroy Gibbs moment. What I would ask that you know is that, hey, pre-COVID, we were 223,000 as a median sales price in our market. And in fact, if we go, so let's go right back to that, 223, call it 224,000. We were selling about 2,100 houses a month back then, 2,000 houses a month, roughly. And we had a 3-month supply of inventory. And that was kind of normal. And right now, we actually have less supply than we had pre-COVID. Now it's trending up. Will it hit the 3, the 3.5? It might, which still, that's the window of opportunity. Because, guys, builders are pulling back. And the whole thing that nationally and locally has taken this where it's been has been the low inventory levels. And at a time when Texas and Central Texas is still a popular place to live, people are going to keep coming here, especially if, other parts of the country, if employment gets wrecked a little bit with the economy, they're coming to Texas, and employers are coming to Texas. And we will be right back. And I believe if I'm going to do a little prediction and say 24 to 30 months, we're back to 1.5 months supply, maybe less. And so that's the window of opportunity as I see it. And yet understand, those numbers. So, pre-COVID, we were selling 2,000 a month. We sold 2,400 in August. What's that tell you? Tells you demand is still there. Inventory is eking up, and it's probably not going to stay there long term. So we'll talk about the affordability issue and this issue of, is the pricing sustainable, in our next session of Market Stats and MOFIRS. Meanwhile, let's get some messaging out there, make your offers for immediate response, and let's set some more appointments. See ya.